men don't have the power and the leverage that they should have or they used to have.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James, and we're going to have a whole host of different people from different backgrounds coming in because it really is about building a community of like-minded people that's just open to listening and hearing from other perspectives. The revolution is going to be because of us. I got to say, man, number one, thank you for giving a voice to men that have gone through the experience of either the family court system or just divorce. I being a man who's going through divorce and even being a father now, it was strange territory to get behind a camera and actually start putting out what I actually went through and to see that there was somebody already doing this. But the way that you be hitting it, man, I got to say thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. So for everybody that's going to be new or on my side that may never have come across your content before, why don't we start with what made you get into content creation in the first place?
Well, I wanted to get into YouTube since about 2018. Although the style of YouTube back then was a bit different. It was more of that Casey Neistat style with a lot very heavily edited stuff, and that really intimidated me. I was not into editing. I was not good at it, and so I had a few channels that just kind of flopped really, but then I didn't really have a specific, I had a vision that really evolved into something completely different. So I think it made sense by February, March of 2025. I was watching a video. It was actually by Legion of Men. And he was kind of talking about how, you just need to just get a camera and just hit record. And I had been wanting to really share my story and be a voice for a lot of men that are going through this hurtful process known as the family court system. And I knew that I needed to be very careful about it because I still am currently in that system. So I was currently in sales because I needed to, it was for money so I could make more money to pay the incredible child support that I'm paying. So, but I wanted to be a voice that I didn't have during those dark times when I first entered into the system. And it started off just me talking to pretty much nobody. And then after a few months, it started to grow. And then I had a couple of videos just launch off, and then it's been steady growth ever since. And it's been a wild ride so far, but it's been mostly just me trying to just really just shine a light on a lot of the dark truths that a lot of people don't want to touch or talk about. And of course I say it in a very particular way so that I can stay on YouTube.
Same.
It would be more high octane if it wasn't on YouTube. So, but that's kind of how I got started. I wanted to escape my 9 to 5, and I wanted to do something that had purpose, and I turned my pain into purpose, and that's how I created Dad Mode and Dark Mode.
Nice. So, like you said, I was very, very, and I'm sure a lot of the guys that have come across your stuff were absolutely fascinated by your channel and your story, and kind of what it's like to go through that public divorce. And I guess I want to start with, tell me how you two met, and looking back, what were some of the red flags that you didn't realize you missed?
Yeah, so I met my son's mother out in Portland, Oregon, actually. So I'm originally from West Texas, and I was a bit more liberal back then, but not like,
Weren't we all?
but not even, I wasn't even political. I just wanted to go to because I had tattoos. So I wanted to go to a place that was more open to that kind of alternative lifestyle, nothing crazy. So I went out to Portland, Oregon. My brother was out there, and we had a mutual friend. And so I met her through a mutual friend from Texas that also was in Portland, and we all worked at the same shop. We were all baristas, and that's how I met her. And we were friends for a few months, and then I crushed on her, and then she crushed on me, and we started dating. But we only dated for about a year. We never got married or anything like that. And then she got pregnant. I'd say I think we started dating March of 2013, and she got pregnant in like February of 2014. Yeah.
And we're looking back, what were any of the particular red flags that you kind of didn't realize you missed back then?
Well, I had rose-colored glasses. I was like I was just like a simp back then, dude. I just pedestalized her and just kind of lived my life like the stupid movies that I'd watch. And well, she had a septum ring, so there's
Oh.
one pretty
Oh.
obvious one.
Early warning sign. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought they were hot at the time, but I
Uh-huh.
was I was, like, 27 when I met her, so I was dumb. But it was that, I mean, she had some tattoos, she was more, left-leaning. I didn't really
Mhm,
have a lens for that stuff at that point. I was pretty blue-pilled, but oblivious to a lot of things, 'cause I wasn't political at
mhm,
all. We were both Christians, like Protestant Christians, but she was very, like, pro LGBTQ. I got no problem with people wanna be gay or whatever, but she just kind of, like, she was very, I think we were watching Orange Is the New Black, and she was really stoked about the trans actress that was
mhm,
on there, and I
mhm,
didn't understand why, because I was just out to lunch. I didn't really get it, but,
mhm.
it was just little things here and there. She also, when we started dating, she was very flirtatious with other dudes, uh,
Mm,
and my self-esteem was just not that great back then, so, that didn't make me feel so good,
mhm,
and, yeah, it was just these, like, little things, and then the things that she would say, and, um, just, she also was very, well, whatever that one scripture, like Ephesians 5, she said she was very triggered by that. Anything that had to
submit.
do with submitting to men.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wives submit to your husbands. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a big
yeah.
one for her. So, just, and then she had a very avoidant personality.
Mhm,
She didn't take accountability, she didn't apologize, and she wasn't very empathetic. So,
mm,
yeah.
mm. Yeah, yeah, man. Man, you first of all, it sounds like you're talking about my former life. So, how has your experience in that past relationship changed you?
Quite a bit. It's taken me, well, it took me out of Portland. I moved to Detroit, Michigan. 'Cause she just left me while she was pregnant. We didn't things didn't work out for a lot of reasons. And so she just left me, and then I came to Michigan, and so I had to figure out, I was able to find a place to live, a place to work. So I was able to arrange all of that while I was still in Portland without going anywhere, and moved uh, moved to Detroit before my son was born. I knew that I was gonna at some point probably have to lawyer up, and eventually I did. And so that was just having to go through the um, that process of dealing with her, because it was horrible, because she would only talk to me through email,
Mhm,
and it was just a lot of manipulation over email. And I did not get to be there for my son's birth. She made it
mm,
impossible for me to do that. She just kinda ghosted. She was trying to do the whole, like, disappear, like, she didn't put me on the birth certificate, nothing. So, it was just being kept from my child. I didn't even meet my son until he was, like, almost 4 months old. So, I eventually sued her for paternity and custody, and for joint custody, and I didn't get to meet my son until February 1st, 2015, and he was born in October of 2014. So,
mm, mm.
that process was hell. Living in Detroit alone was hell. Was not a fan of that place.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Not hold on, not with Detroit getting a straight shot. Oh, man, man, and everybody that's currently watching, if you haven't done so, please make sure you like this to help with it in the algorithm, and make sure you share this with at least 2, 3, or even 4 people. Let me see who's up in the building. Shout out to Miss Grace. I saw a couple other people. Mikey, also in the building. Charles Faulkner, what's going on, man? He said, Edwina, glad to see you 2 collab and Grove Noir, bro, describing his Canon event. Oh man, yeah, pretty much. So and shout out to everybody, like I said, that's currently watching. Make sure that y'all share and like this and comment if you haven't done so so far. So going through divorce and child custody issues can obviously radically change our view of both ourselves and even the opposite sex. So currently, what is your general view and attitude towards women, relationships, and dating?
Um, well, it's certainly changed quite a bit. I am open to a long-term relationship with someone if that happens to if it happens, but I understand female nature, and I also understand the necessity for men in society and how we need to actually be the ones leading. Um, because a society that is led by men is a healthy society, but now we are kind of in this gynocentric culture where women are now taking the lead and men are more feminized, and we're seeing all kinds of injustices. And I just take it for what it is.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying like women are inherently evil or anything like that, but they do have their own nature. We have our own nature. And I am very pro patriarchy for sure.
Mhm.
Uh, and I don't know, I'm very cautious. I work with a lot of men one on one that are going through all kinds of different relationship issues, and so I try to keep things as objective as possible, but I mean, I see men that are in a lot of really dicey situations just because they ignored red flags like I did, and then they're neck deep in a relationship, like 1 or 2 years or even more into a relationship, and just kind of just either didn't see the red flags or just ignored them or whatever, and now they're at a crossroads. They don't know what to do. A lot of them are married and they're afraid they're going to lose access to their children. So
Yeah.
they feel like they're just trapped in this situation. And I just think that more and more men, I want to get to men before they get to that point. Um, that's why I made that one video, like me turning 40, and I felt like I wasted my life because I did in a lot of ways. I wasted a lot of time. I didn't waste my life, but I did waste my time chasing women, right, and just doing
Mhm.
all of these things that did not amount to anything. So I want to be able to speak to young men so they can get their priorities straight, using myself as an example to show them, hey man, this is, yeah, you can have some fun, but it's at the detriment of your 30s and your 40s, and you'll be playing catch up and things will be miserable. So you're yeah, it's just it's kind of living life on debt, like paying off a credit card with another credit card. Just yeah, you may be able to get away with it for a while, but at some point it's going to catch up to you. And
Mhm.
so but women, just the way that the since we do live in more of a matriarchal society now, a more femme focused, men don't have the power and the leverage that they should have or they used to have, and so it's important for men to tread lightly when it comes to relationships. And I do not think that marriage is a good idea in 2026,
Mhm.
specifically not because marriage can't be good, but it's specifically because of the way the system is built. And it will box you out of your children's relationship. It will cause you to lose things that you have spent years building, and it will completely just destroy your life. It destroys a lot of men's lives, and they go from having a house and a family and these children that they spend a lot of time with and they love and they work. They break their back for them, to then having to sleep on a futon either at their parents' basement or in some really crappy studio apartment or whatever. Some men even end up living in their cars and
Mhm.
in really bad situations. And so there's a whole array of different possibilities, but I like to shine a light on all of that because and I personally I don't think that's black pill. I don't think it's doom or gloom. It's just the reality of the world that we're currently living in.
Yeah, man. Again, I'm a married man myself again, and even with me being a glutton for punishment, I'm the first to say that I think it's an extremely rare circumstances that I think God should even be willing to entertain it.
Mhm,
And I agree with you. When I came out of that first marriage, or coming out of it, I ended up standing on a bridge.
mhm,
So, I 100% know what it does to you, and I get it, and it's very, and again, you don't have to be like you said, black pill, in order to understand the pros and cons, and just recognize the environment that's not in your favor as a man. And
mhm.
the moment you're standing before a judge, or a magistrate or whatever, you're just not going to be seen or treated as equals. Hell, call 911 and you're going to find out that you're not going to be seen as equals, right? So
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with that.